article, Seth Godin, amazing, after the intro. Yeah. And with that being said, hello and welcome back to the next episode of Self-Development with Tactics podcast. And I am really happy to be here, And I'm also really looking forward to going through this article because I think it is quite an interesting article that leads to quite interesting thoughts. And it is actually quite interesting that he even wrote this article. Please check out the description. It might be necessary, it might be important, it might be cool, it might be amazing for you because there's probably something in it for you, whether it is the free PDFs or my other social media shit or whatever it might be. There might be something. So please check it out. And also the show notes if you're on the podcast as well. And also the link to the podcast and to the YouTube channel should be in the show notes and the video description as well. But yeah, as you can see on the left side of the screen, we're having a Seth Godin article, and it is about handshakes. So I'm gonna read it. In the future, of course, there are no handshakes. Star Trek, Star Wars, even Spaceballs. No one shakes hands. And handshakes haven't been the standard default for as long as we think. They were codified by the Quakers 500 years ago because they were thought to be good, to be more egalitarian than tipping a hat or bowing. What's bowing? I only know Boeing, the aircraft. Incline the body. Incline the head. Or is it like this? Hello? How are you? And what is egalitarian? Is it more like just, well, thank you. A person who advocates or supports the principle of equality for all people. He was, okay, yeah. Today, of course, a handshake is often seen as a threat more than a desiring form of intimacy and equality. It's seen as a threat? Well, I don't know. In addition to being a vector for disease transmission, handshakes reward a certain sort of powerful personality and penalize people who might be disabled or uninterested in that sort of interaction. Because I actually truly have to say, first of all, yes, it indeed is a vector for disease transmission. Like, we are doing everything with our hands. Like, we touch everything, we just touch ourselves. Like, yeah, I do not have to say more, I guess. But I also have to say, like, it is really funny that we are used to shaking our hands. What about just bowing? Like, hello, I appreciate you. Hello. Or just tipping a hat. Even though, like, I'm not wearing a hat all the fucking time. But I could also be like this, if this is actually tipping a hat. Because I don't actually know. What's tipping a hat? Tipping a hat. Look up tipping a hat. Nothing. Well, I'm gonna Google it then. Tipping a hat. What the fuck is this episode all about? It's about tipping hat. Hat tip is an act of tipping or especially in British English, doffing one's hat. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, why not, The question is, how could you do this without having a hat then? Well. And judging people by the strength of their grip doesn't make much sense anymore. Well. Until a week or two ago, demurring a proffered hand, how adequate to use demurring and proffered in the same sentence, which is in just brackets, was seen, or it is actually not brackets because brackets are the etched ones and are not the round things, apparently, was seen as odd and a bit insulting. Today it comes across as generous. Until a week ago, two ago, demurring a proffered hand. What is demurring? Is it just destroying? Raise objects. Take issue, protest. Preferred. I don't even know what this means. Today it comes across as generous. Adds to this the fact that in a video call there is no way to shake hands. Hat tipping or perhaps an informal volcano salute or simply a smile and a wave might be making a comeback. Yes, as Pharrell, I guess, or Tiger. I'm really bad at it. I'm really bad at it. I don't know. Anyway, I think, which has been actually one of the reasons why I wanted to go through this episode, or through this article to be precise. Just imagine, somebody standing in front of you, or just you're just standing in front of somebody else, or vice versa. So you're both standing in front of the other person. Let's just put it like that. And you just, like, let's say half a meter, or like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches, 10 inches away from each other. I don't know if this is, no, it should be enough. 10 inches, like, yeah, it's pretty close. And you're waving at each other. Just fucking imagine it. Like, it just, I thought it was really funny. And like, it just, I know, just imagine it. It's just, I don't know, weird. I think weird is a really good one. But I don't know. I know people that do shake hands really often, and there's also groups of people that just really tend to do so, and there's also people that just don't do that. I'm not gonna do that, and I also understand that. Like, okay, it's just only a way of just transmission or transmitting bacteria and viruses and shit. So no, let's not do it. Volcano. I do wonder what's volcano then. It is a YouTube video. Am I gonna get fucked for this? Well, I do wonder. I'm probably gonna get fucked for this, especially because you can't see anything and it is like... I do wonder what is gonna happen. Oh, I see. The video is called How Does That Volcano Salute Go by Mujo or Musho Brod. Broad or whatever it is. Mujobrod. You're probably going to be able to find it relatively quickly. So, yeah. I hope this video is not going to get fucked because of that. Like, it is something so insignificant, but it still could really fuck with it. But yeah, why not? Like, forms of greeting someone. Like, there probably are just different ones all over the place. There are many other options, but there are 6 of the most common formal ways to say hello. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, it's nice to meet you. This is actually a form of hello. Like, I didn't know that. Like, I've heard it and I've always wondered, like, yeah, why are proper greetings important? What is a greeting? Hola, shalom, can't pronounce that. Hallo, which is German. Salut, ciao, marhaba, sek, or something. But let's see, formal greetings, how do you do? Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you. The last 2 only work when you're meeting someone for the first time. It's nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you. Well, yeah, obviously. Yeah, but I mean, like, just even if you've just met somebody, well, yeah, okay, it is strange. Okay, yeah, it makes sense that it's strange. Well, anyway. Mr. Piper there's like informal general settings. How are things doing with you? What's new? It's good to see you. Good day. Howdy. Often used in the southern regions of the United States. I do wonder where this is coming from. An informal friendly greeting particularly associated with the western US states. What about southern stuff, you motherfuckers? Well, they say western, and I believe in that. You can't see that, but I see it, fortunately. It's good to see you, used when you haven't seen someone in a while. Casual, informal greeting. While am I going through an article about, like, I do actually wanted to see, like, different forms of greeting. The form of greeting is determined by what? Willkommen, benvenuti, welcome, benvindo, bienvenidos, bienvenidos. I am, by the way, relatively interested in, for example, learning Spanish or something. Oh, greeting gestures. A greeting can consist of an exchange of formal expression, kisses, Well, kisses are actually also a thing. I'm not doing it. It's not really common in Austria. I think it neither is in the States, isn't it? But I think I don't know if this is like just some sort of a thing that we all think it is the case, but it's actually not. But I guess in France. But I also would say in Spain. And But I also know, like in my family, for example, we're not kissing each other, like really not. Like also not on the cheeks and whatnot. We're not doing that. When we're doing something, then we are hugging, and or just shaking the hands or nothing. But I know other, let's call them groups, where it is like really common to kiss, like not on the mouth or something, but on the cheeks, zack zack. But I don't like that. Like I've also not been able to do that before, like just a year ago or something. Like it is really strange if you're not able to do so. Like, yeah. Kisses, handshakes, hugs, and various gestures. The form of greeting is determined by social adequacy, as well as by the relationship of the people. Yeah. Beyond the formal greeting, which may involve a verbal acknowledgement and sometimes a handshake, facial expression, gestures, body language, and eye contact can all signal what type of greeting is expected. Gestures are the most obvious signal. For instance, greeting someone with open arms is generally a sign that a hug is expected. However, crossing arms can be interpreted as a sign of hostility. The facial expression and body language and eye contact reflect emotions and interest level. A frown, slouching, and lowered eye contact suggest disinterest, while smiling and an exuberant attitude is a sign of welcome. The civilian Secretary General of NATO, Joseph Luns from the Netherlands, tips his hat at a troop review in 1983 in Lyon of a military salute. The full gesture is shown here, was by then becoming old-fashioned as a general social greeting, but had once been normal. I do wonder, I really do, if some elderly people are still doing that, because I find that quite cool. I mean, like, it works. Many different gestures are used throughout the world as a simple greeting. In Western cultures, the handshake, I think we're gonna come to that anyway. Western cultures, the handshake is very common, though it has numerous subtle variations in the strength of grip, the vigor of the shake, the dominant position of the hand over the other, and whether or not the left hand is used. Yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of different like thoughts that people are having. Like if you're using both hands, it can be viewed as, okay, I'm trying to be dominant and I'm trying to be the better one and shit. But something that I don't like is this one. Not this one. Like I just think it also works, or just something like this, like just grabbing around the thumb. I also like that one, but I don't like if I'm just trying to just go for a normal handshake and the person is like just giving me like the fingers. I don't like that. Though it has numerous subtle variations in strength, blah, 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 blah. Historically, when men normally wore hats out of doors, male greetings to people they knew and sometimes those they did not involve touching, raising slightly, so tipping, or removing the hat in a variety of gestures. This basic gesture remained normal in very many situations from the Middle Ages until men typically ceased wearing hats in the mid-20th century. Hat raising began with an element of recognition of superiority, where only the socially inferior party might perform it, but gradually lost this element. It's pretty interesting. The Arabic term salam, which literally peace from the spoken greeting that accompanies the gesture. I do know that it is like alaikum salam as a response to that. Salam alaikum, as far as I know. Salam alaikum and then alaikum salam. I guess the pronunciation is probably like really off, but yeah. It refers to the practice of placing the right palm on the heart before and after a handshake. Like you're giving a handshake and then you're doing this one, which is like, okay, I'm happy to meet you or something, I guess. In India, it is common to see the Namaste greeting for Sat Sri Akal, where the palms of the hands are pressed together and held near the heart with the head gently bowed. Are pressed together and held near the heart. Well, it is actually just such a weird way to describe it, and I think it is always like really complicated to describe something that you're doing, but it is like to just illustrate it because it might be important. I don't think it is, but this one probably. I didn't know. I think it is more like a Chinese thing. A Chinese greeting features the right fist placed in the right fist placed in the palm of the left and both shakes back and forth 2 or 3 times. Okay. It may be accompanied by a head nod or bow. The gesture may be used on meetings and parting and when offering thanks or apologies. Really? Well, yeah. And there's many kisses. Dennis Thatcher, husband of former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Margaret Thatcher, greets former American First Lady Nancy Reagan by kissing her hand. I would say that if you're doing this nowadays, it's not gonna be good. Cheek kissing is common in Europe and Latin America, and has become a standard greeting mainly in Southern Europe, but also in some Central European countries. I mean, as I said, in Austria, and I would also say in Germany and Switzerland, it's not really like such a big thing. While cheek kissing is a common greeting in many cultures, each country has a unique way of kissing. In Russia, Poland, Slovenia, Serbia, Macedonia, Montenegro, the Netherlands, Iran, and Egypt, it is customary to kiss 3 times on alternate cheeks, but kiss twice in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's actually Bosnia-Herzegovina. Italians, Hungarians, and Romanians usually kiss twice in a greeting, and in Mexico and Belgium, only 1 kiss is necessary. I mean, you could do more, obviously. Stephen Sherrard performing a Y. Or this is a Y. Y. I see. Voicemail greetings. Waving. Voicemail greetings are pre-recorded messages that are automatically played to callers when the voicemail system answers the call. The more I know, the more we know. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting to see that there's so many different ways of greeting. But did I find what I was looking for? I guess, yeah. I would say yeah. And I would also say that I'm going to end the episode there. I think it's a good time to end the episode. So I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success, and also hope that you're going to remind yourself and how you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy, and basically means just being a nice person and then being remembered as a nice person. And with that being said, 3 questions that I'm having for you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? I'm going to see you the next time, at least hope. Thank you very much. And yeah, I appreciate it. Bye-bye.